Hello, hello, crypto world. What's going on? It's been a hot minute since I've made a little stream here. It's been busy. Got tax season for my business, so that's always fun to deal with, paying the big old government. And also, man, what the hell is going around? Like, everybody is getting this little weird, I don't know, respiratory flu type bug. I don't know. A lot of people I know have gotten it all over the country and even outside of the world. I guess it's just a cold winter and planet all over the place. So it's battling. Our immune systems are battling hard. It's been a little bit rough for some of y'all, I'm sure. I know most of my family got hit by it, so it's all good though. Doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, right? Hopefully what doesn't kill you in price action right here will make you stronger too in the crypto world. Also in equities too, which we'll discuss later. Sorry about that last stream. I do know the last one I did, I don't know what happened. The internet just totally screwed up, and I don't know. I was pretty pissed off about that one. But as y'all know, I've had some internet issues before, so isn't the first time and probably won't be the last, because I am actually streaming these off of a hotspot from my phone. Which, considering that's the case, I must say that I am pretty impressed that it is able to do it, you know, let's say 83% of the time. I just can't get internet in my house. I live kind of out in the country per se, and I don't have access to any traditional internets. Not even, what's the one, the old school one through the phone lines? DSL. I can't even do that one, which is pretty wild. I'm isolated over here, even though I'm not that far out of the city. Pretty wild. Anyway, enough about that crap. Y'all don't care about that. Let's get in to the price action. Going to the live screen, baby. All right. So, as we like to start off with the good old market coin checkup with market caps and some of the bigger movers. Of course, the top dogs are pretty much always the same. I'm sure y'all been watching Tron make a huge run up. It's even up 10% here in the last hour, according to Coin Checkup. Global market cap has dumped a little bit, as you can see. We've been going sideways for a hot minute here, and that was about 122 billion, and we just dumped off, you know, about 5 billion. Nothing too crazy yet. You know, we are only down about $100. Yeah, so I don't think, you know, what the hell do I know? Let's go into the price. We don't need to look at some of these movers. It's not that important, except for Tron, I guess. We will look at Tron, because there's been a big old pump and probably dump. Oh man, Tron always amazes me how many different exchanges it's on. Makes me want to, like, think, man, maybe Tron is something for real. Anyway, though, massive pump here. You can see this is a daily chart. Yeah, this is a big old move. I mean, you're talking, what is this, about 12,000 sats all the way up. I mean, that's like a triple here just in the last 3-4 weeks or so. Pretty gnarly. This looks like a huge rejection candle. This move is very much likely over, especially given all the fork hype on Ethereum and all that stuff has waned. All the buyers and whatever kind of free coins there might have been, or just anticipation of awesomeness, is faded. It's a good old adage of buy the rumor and sell that news, baby. And as you can see, that's played out very well. And I think a lot of these charts are going to look very similar as far as the dump. Maybe not similar in the fact that they went up 3x. That's definitely not a regular thing. All right, let's just get right into the top dogs. Go to big screen here. Get all that real estate. All right, so you can see here, we briefly discussed this line, this nice trend line in some other videos, that once this broke, it was very likely to be the end of the trend. This is a very hard angle to keep up. And by this angle here, this trend line, let me highlight it a little bit. This guy coming up, that's a hard one to keep up in price action. As you can see, once it did break this, you know, it could have went up more for sure, but it did not. Once it broke here, that was it. It definitely just got massive rejection. Let's zoom in a little bit on the 4 hour. You can see a little bit better on the 4 hour. Let me take off the oscillators. Got all these nice touches here. Broke and was kind of dancing right underneath it before this big dump. So you got some nice info that price action was getting a little weaker. Also, price started consolidating underneath the 21 yellow exponential moving average and got a nasty wick rejection here that went right actually to the bottom of this trend line. And you might be asking, hey, well, how come you didn't draw the trend line, you know, like this? Or, you know, however you want to draw it. Well, because this is the initial reaction. You don't know this. And if you keep adjusting your trend lines, you know, it's not going to help you at all. So leaving it where I had it, right about there, and having price action ratchet up it very nicely. One little hiccup here, breaking below the 55 orange exponential in the 4 hour, but getting caught by the intermediate term 144, which is our purple guy right here. Getting caught perfectly by that one. And let's go look at oscillators too. And you can see the 4 hour DMI barely got bearish and was quickly resolved to the upside on a mini BART type pattern, if you will. So excuse me. Most importantly, though, it did kind of make a new anchor, or confirmed like an anchor for this trend line, which you only had these two tiny ones right here. So that was pretty nice. Nice reaction off of that. But as you can see down here in DMI and even on the RSI, you can see the strength was very nice all through this move. Nice dump. Lots of players, big money probably getting out of there. You have this big rejection candle with this wick right here, which came into play a little bit later, which I'll discuss in a second. And as you can see in this next pump here, where you got pretty much all in this business, and it went sideways inside of this top of the wick, but really couldn't get above it. Also, the middle part of this channel from, this is this purple dotted line. You can see the top of it's up over here. That is from the channel that's existed, you know what, we'll just go ahead and zoom out so you can see it. That's existed from the massive all-time high at around, you know, 1400 or so. And it briefly came out of it, had a nice reaction back in. Now I think the bigger question is, will it find support at these lows right here at about 83 bucks? Because that would be a nice touch of the bottom part of this channel. So we're gonna get super bearish. I mean, unless that breaks. If that breaks out back outside of this channel, man, 50 bucks is probably going to come real fast. Right now, it's not looking very hot either. As I was saying here, to finish that thought, rallying up after this good sell-off and consolidation. You can see the weakness in DMI and also in the RSI, but very notably in the DMI, kind of barely struggling to get up into this power zone. Not like consistently how it was over here. So kind of struggling, rolled off, neutral. Bears came in with a swiftness on this one. And when you get this price action sandwiching in here for, you know, several days, 2-3 days, that's not a good sign, especially after you break a trend line. Now, is there one indicator that'll give you all the juice? No, that's not how it works. But kind of looking at confluence of multiple things, you can kind of get a better idea of maybe, man, this is looking exhausted. And we did just chat about slightly, you know, rounded tops are not good. They are not good. You do not want to see this type of action up here. That is indicative of distribution. And that's exactly what it was here, at least thus far. Let's pull a fib on this real quick. See where we're at. Yeah, okay, so we're still above the 618. Looks like the 618, kind of depending exactly how you measure this, is going to be about 115. So real close to where this reaction, little mini reaction has been taking place. So could we bounce from here and this could be it? Yeah, maybe. Although I don't believe so. I do think we're going to go back and test previous lows. On the hourly, you can see here too, when we broke out of, or broke down from this trend line, couldn't keep up anymore. We did start just consolidating all around the purple and eventually kind of just struggling to get back over on the 9th, it looks like. Yeah, on the 9th, getting back over and had a lot of rejections. As you can see, being in the neutral zone as well. This is not really where you want to take positions. Unless you want to, you could play this if you use the trend line as kind of like your resistance or these previous highs. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad short for at all, because, you know, with the sell the news thing, definitely kind of had played out. I think it was, what, the 14th was the projected fork date, something like that. And you can see after all that hype, it even ended up selling off a few days early. So pretty gnarly move on Ethereum. Led the pack and is now getting pretty nasty. And you can see we're pretty bearish here. Daily's about to get re-bearish on the DMI. So that's going to be interesting. I think 3 days still up there. Yeah, 3 day. No, we still need till the 16th. So we still need a couple of days for that one to close. That'll be really interesting. You are seeing some blue dots print right here, trying to put in some support at around 110, 115 bucks. So that'll likely be kind of tough to break through on the first run. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. Let's go to Mama Bear. Mama Bear's chart was a little bit cleaner on the hourly, especially of giving you kind of some hints of this recent dump. But not so much on the one before. This little wide BART pattern right here. You can see it was staying above the 55 exponential before this massive dump right here. And Ethereum was already riding on its purple moving average. So it was showing weakness. Again, Ethereum gave a little bit of a clue as a canary in the coal mine, if you will. It has been doing that. It has done that more than expected. Litecoin was the last time in the up run when it got the 4 hour above the 55. If y'all remember that from, you know, probably like 7-8 videos ago. So that was kind of an interesting clue. Charlie Lee power right there. But right here in this consolidation with all these tall wicks, you know, it's not that great. And like I said, not just one indicator is what you is the best to use, especially when you have trend lines in this little triangle, symmetrical type triangle that was forming with these highs. You could see just rejection again, rejection, rejection, tried to, rejected, tried to again, rejected once more. And you could see also these blue dots curling back over price right before it rolled over. So, you know, this isn't really a great sign. I know this probably trapped a lot of people, but when you have just a basic trend line and then you have also this red exponential that's coming down with it on the 4 hour, that's kind of stacking on top of these two, you know, that's not a great long risk to reward position. You wanted this to break out over this trend line at minimum, and really what I was looking for is breaking over the red longer term exponential moving average, which clearly didn't happen. But no worries. It did just price just told us here on the hourly after this dump. I mean, pretty much when you got this hour outside of this candle and engulfed this entire pump, this was just to create some liquidity, to get some, probably a big guy was getting out of there some big money, and was dumping on some people when they all thought it was super bullish. And, you know, you're preempting the jump, wait for confirmation, even on patterns. I know a lot of people were talking about head and shoulders stuff. I do not understand that by any means. I mean, head and shoulders, what is this? Like, I've seen all kinds of funky charts that people were trying to say that this was still like a head and shoulders up to here. Absolutely not. I don't see that at all. Maybe if this didn't happen, this part, right, this consolidation, and this kept going up here, yeah, okay, possibly. The volume isn't really great for that profile, and you know, this right here just negated it. This pretty much the beginning part of January, just this going sideways part after this pump. This was the chance, was right here to do that, and that got destroyed clearly. You know, people just love to project patterns. If you're going to be a pattern trader, wait for the pattern to be like, you know, 90+% done, and ultimately really need to wait for the breakout. You know, if this was going to be that kind of style thing and you go here, boom, bam, 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 and let's just assume that it did do this, you pretty much have like some type of line there, neckline type, and you need price to break above it, right? Otherwise, the pattern sucks. It's not confirmed. And a lot of people jump the gun. I have done that many times and got burned a lot. You have to think, especially in a thinly traded market like this, you know, it's a little bit easier to kind of print patterns like this and trap people. So do be wary of that. So now this is also at a 618 retracement too, I believe, when I was looking at it earlier. Yeah, right around it. A little below it actually now. So try to hold right here above, right on the 6-1, and now we're right below it. If we go to the 1 hour, on this candle right here, this, well, I got short. Oh, excuse me. I got short again here at 3,800. When I was talking before, when this was consolidating up here, I didn't like the risk to reward anymore, and so I took off my hedge and everything, which I stated in that video. Oh, excuse me. I just didn't like getting to this apex. You never know what's going to happen with this fork stuff, and big moves just come right out of triangles, especially in crypto. Crypto loves triangles. And yeah, so the risk to reward for me just wasn't even that good, even from a hedge. Just easily could have popped to the upside as well, because no one knows shit. We're all watching the same movie, right? Etc. All that. So it's better to wait for price to confirm and tell you than to try to jump the gun. Now, I really did want to. I was talking to my buddy, actually. I didn't take it, unfortunately. I was talking to him up here in this kind of zone, and I was like, man, I really want to short right here, but I stayed disciplined. Now, yeah, it would have been the right play, right? I would have made a good run on it, but I decided, you know what? I don't want to jump the gun. You know, I've just been burned way too many damn times on that, so I was just being disciplined and waiting for confirmation. You know, it's not going to kill you if you miss, you know, a $200 move, or just, let's say it in a percent basis. You know, it's not going to kill you if you miss this little 5% move. Bitcoin moves 5% like every other hour, pretty much. So, you know, don't get caught up in kind of greed is what that is, that you're like, oh, shit, I should have had that, should have been in there, etc. But, you know, you can't think that way. That's how you're going to lose a lot of money. So, confirmation, I got short on this little cluster, and I kept my stop really tight. If this popped back up to right here at this red exponential, in this consolidation of price right here, around in the 850, 3850 area, I was going to take it back off. But as you can see, the price just kind of had some follow through. But and this is, it should have, based on technical analysis, when you have this pattern that's been printed since the 17th of December or mid-December, you know, this is a really good triangle setup, and it's technically broken now. And this also engulfed all of this action here on this pump to get into this top part of the apex. So you had this was high confirmation to me that bears are back in control. You also have on DMI down here, you do have them way up in the power zone, while the bulls are slapped down here, just almost in the forgotten zone. They are trying to battle, though, I will give them that, but I don't think that they're going to be able to overcome the bears. Especially, we just barely got out of this triangle a couple of days ago, and we are clearly below all of these exponentials. And you can see here why we're kind of stalling out at the 618 area. Totally makes sense as this range, and also with all this price action over here to the left in this area. So, you know, we'll probably go sideways here again. This is kind of like taking little mini elevators down sideways. This one went a little bit longer than I thought. I was a little nervous. I was still holding my short. I was like, man, what is going on here? This is kind of interesting. But look at all this indecision. Look at these wicks and tails. I mean, this is pretty crazy back and forth action. And this is a 4 hour, so yeah, pretty wild. Just going up and down above it. You know, 100, or I guess that's about $70 or so each side. Kept happening. This is indecision. I think now with this candle again, we're getting more confirmation as it did close below this wick. I'm sorry, this tail. We're getting a little bit more confirmation that this move is likely not over. I think that it's very likely we're about to go back and test the previous lows over here, which is about 3,200. I mean, hell, we're only $300 away from it now. So that seems extremely likely to me. Will it hold? I think that's the question right now. Bears are back in the game, and they are showing that on the lower time frames, right? On the daily, though, it's still a little bit neutral. You can see here on the DMI, we're both in the neutral zone, but ooh, actually, hold on, let me zoom in on that. Ooh, actually, look at that. The daily actually just went into the weak zone with the bulls, so that is a little bit concerning if you want to be bullish right here. So do be careful. Let's see on the 850. Oh, look at that. 850 got bearish on this second dump all through this consolidation, and has been. Wow, yeah, see, so this is not looking good. You got higher to intermediate time frames are starting to get back into the bear power zone. Even on the 3-day, it bounced right off of like about the 25, 26 level, which we like to look at and consider kind of the threshold for the power zone. You can see these dots down here, so it is going to be tough, I think, to break through this 32, 3300 area. So I'm really curious to how the oscillators are going to print here while we kind of travel down on this guy. But if you look at the hourly, like I've said a bunch of times, using the 21 and 55, and maybe just RSI, real basic, but just price action 21, EMA, and 55 will do a lot of stuff for you. Just keep it simple, man. The simpler your strategy is, the more likely you are to be successful. Everybody wants to add too many damn things. And then when you start doing that, you actually start getting bias, confirmation bias, and you'll look at the indicators that fit your narrative or maybe your position, right? And that's a really dangerous place to be in. Every trader's done it, and they will probably do it for the rest of their trading career, but you just have to check yourself real quick when that happens. You know, and that's what I was talking about earlier up here about, you know, from this point, you only had a few more days before the apex. So that risk to reward to me isn't really great. Again, when Bitcoin moves 5% all the time, you know, it's not really worth it. But yeah, after this confirmation, here we go. Look at this too on the hourly, on the exponential 21 here, the yellow line. Rejection, 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 just crawling down with it the whole time. That's a really powerful one. There's lots of professional traders and bots and algos and stuff that are, and this isn't just in crypto, this is in traditional markets, almost anything that's traded, that kind of use that 21 as the shorter term trend indicator. And as you can see too, the 55 is right here. Only got tapped once recently, right before the sell-off. That was like a little mini bull trap, I guess you could say, on a low time frame. And now here we are trying to print and consolidate over here. But look, man, 21, it's coming back down. We're about to probably, excuse me, still kind of getting over that cough a little bit. We are having a point of control print at about 3,500, so 35 should hold some weight for a little bit at least, I would think. Let's see, 4 hour. Wow, look at the 4 hour RSI is just murder fast. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. I mean, look at this. Even back here, it got down to 30, and it's been below 30 this whole time. Also, DMI in the weak power zone. I mean, look at this. This is not good price action. And, oh man, just when you have something set up like this, we talk about the DMI and RSI a lot. DMI is probably my favorite oscillator. RSI is nice too, but DMI gives me a little bit more in-depth. And I can see both sides, bulls and bears, what they're kind of doing with price. But RSI here just staying below 30. You know, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, it's oversold, man. Just get you some. Well, don't think of below 30 and above as oversold and above 70 as overbought. Think of them as like momentum, kind of how we talk about power zones for DMI and weak zones. If the RSI is low down here, that means price action is weak, and bears are more in strength. It's not that it can't, as we clearly have seen, this ratcheted down almost the whole time while it was under here for, what is that, about 4 days, 3-4 days. So, yeah, just be aware of that. I hate the oversold, overbought meme or mentality or whatever you want to call that. It's just not correct. So yeah, 21 exponential on the hourly was just couldn't get over it. This is super weak price action, and this is why I'm really thinking that we're going to go back and test 3,200. I think it's very highly likely. And yes, I am still holding short, and I will manage this trade if we get back above this consolidation, which you can see my alert right over here. So I'm just kind of waiting for that, wait for price action to tell me something else. But as you can see, this triangle has broke down officially, and on the daily, we're even, you know, making a close on this candle below all this price action, all of this stuff. So again, trying to get caught in this action, and 618 is around here. So price action usually likes to stall around the 618. That's pretty common. All right, let's go over to Litecoin. Check out some Litecoin action. No, we don't want to go to Kraken. Who the hell uses Kraken? All right, I guess people do because they're still around. Yeah, look at this Litecoin right here at about the 6182. Depending if you use wicks or bodies, I like to kind of use mostly bodies, but I do both. You know, just to kind of give it a range. I do kind of like that, so I can see. Oh, because you know, it's not. This is not science. It's definitely art. And then match it with the other side here. There's this candle, so about 29 bucks is going to be pretty good support. And on the daily, we are neutral on both still. How about on the 850 on Litecoin? Oh, Litecoin just got bearish on the 850 on this recent candle that just printed. So, be careful. I would not want to have lots of long exposure right now, and I do not have lots of long exposure right now. Let's see. Actually, it looks like kind of from this consolidation here, that looks about like a 6182 where it got rejected. Yep, pretty close. Look at that right there. Mostly around the 50, so that means it's definitely weak. This is likely just a reaction off of a lot of selling. I mean, we've had some downside pressure for a long time, as I'm sure you're aware of. If we look at it weekly, I mean, look at this, just massive, just in your face bleeding. So kind of sucks, you know. It's a lot easier to make money when the market's going up, of course. But hey, if you can make money in a bear market, though, man, then you've got it. You've definitely got it. If you read any technical analysis book on RSI, it's not a sell signal in the reading, crosses back below. That's right, alternative thinking. That's right. I like how you said any tech. It's like, but nobody reads that. They read crypto Twitter, and then they don't give a shit, or just any kind of Investopedia. It's like, oh, it's overbought. It's over 70. You better get short. Gosh, you know how many people get wrecked like that? A shit ton. A shit ton. So that's interesting, but I am still pretty bearish on price action right here. I showed you where I was going to manage my short on Bitcoin earlier, so I won't go back over that. Let's go look at Rips. Good old Ripple. Ripple me timbers. Yeah, kind of the same. Kind of same types of charts. You know, everybody follows Mama Bear. You can see it kind of had a little bit better reaction, but that's why I like the 55 and 21 together, because they're short enough that, you know, they can kind of sandwich in here and still not bullish. And it hasn't been for a while since this break here 5 days ago or whatever that is. Yeah, so I'm not liking this price action at all, guys. This is, I mean, if you're bearish, I guess I like it, but I don't want to sit here and be like, oh man, it's going to 1200. I don't want to be perma bear or perma bull. I'm just trying to read the charts. I've been down that road way too many times, and trust me, it's made me lose a lot of damn money getting married to a position. It's going up, man. I know it is. It's just because it is. It's mooning, bro. We're getting moons, man. No, that's not how that works. Let's see here. This is kind of an interesting little pattern on XRP. Is this like a little symmetrical type triangle? Let me draw this out for a second. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, you could say, we could call it that for sure. Look at that. All right, that's interesting. Apex on that guy is March. That's all the way out into March of, let's see, March 9th or so. So that's kind of interesting for sure. Yeah, sad millennial generation doesn't read books. Yeah, that's right, alternative thinking. They only read headlines. That's what I've been noticing. I've called out a bunch of my friends. They're like, oh, this and that, and it's this. I'm like, well, what about the details? Did you read the article? No, it's, what do they say? It's too long, didn't read the acronym TLDR, but here's the headline. Like, it's a fucking joke. It really is. Anyway, so getting an okay reaction right here. Yeah, I'm just not excited. 4 hour below the 21, y'all know that means it's bearish. It is what it is, so we're gonna keep it like that. I am definitely thinking we're gonna go test these lows. And real quick, to go to Bitcoin, because I forgot to mention this, go to Bitstamp, let's go to weekly. This is why also we are, I think, going to continue to be bearish. Let me change this, because I like to use the 377 for longer term, which is interesting. It's just printing inside this box, which is about 1800. Eee, gosh, man, everybody would be done with crypto if we go to 1800, which wouldn't be a terrible thing. But let's look at the 200 weekly here. Look at this reactions. Look at this rejections too. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. Over and over and over. It keeps trying. This is not a sign of strength, guys. I'm not even going to be considering, you know, higher numbers like 5,000 or so or up, or really above 4,200, unless we can get a weekly close above, back up in here. And we got to cross it and close above it too, not just like this little wick here you saw or this one here. We need to get price action and close above there. And even on a daily, I mean, when was the last time we even made higher highs, right? Let's see. Oh shit, we haven't since 20,000. So maybe we can just get that started for a little bit. I mean, we can't even do it here, not here, not here, not here, not here. I mean, that is, the trend is your friend, right? Till the end or whatever. You know, just don't fight the price action. It makes you lose too much damn money. Jeez, I know it's hard. No one wants to believe that until they lose a bunch of damn money. You know, it's funny, you'll still kind of do it too. I know I've done that a lot of times, as have a lot of my active trader friends. It's pretty funny how stubborn people can be sometimes, or how stubborn the human brain can be. All right, let's go to Monero. Oh yeah, Monero. Look at Monero breaking below kind of this level of where the other majors are kind of holding. So that is not great, and that's on a daily too. Yeah, oof. Wow, Monero, 44 bucks. Let's go to 4 hours, see if we can have any. Yep, been bearish on DMI back here, and also look at this, just weak price action. This is booty price action. Same type thing. You're seeing the same patterns. Once this big candle broke out of that triangle on Bitcoin, and the trend on Ethereum stopped. I mean, this is not looking great, guys. I will say that. Let's go to Dash. Right now, you can pretty much just watch Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin for most of the market. Of course, there's big movers, and they're going to pump hard out of nowhere here and there. I mean, that's always going to happen, but let's see. Oh, same thing. Look at Dash. Mega dump. Oh, man, it dumped even harder. A little 10, 15%. Does Monero have any bugs in losing ground? You know, that's a really good question, alternative thinking. Yeah, I agree too that the lower lows on the price action is going to happen before new highs. I definitely agree with that. Monero, I don't. That's such a good question. I don't know. I would like to think Monero is holding up, but you know, it is kind of weak. And that fluffy pony dude, he's an interesting guy. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I think there's going to be competition in the privacy game. I know Dash is pretty good at that. There's other stuff too, but it's just... I think right now, no one even cares about any other coins because everything's dead and down. And you know, maybe once the bull market starts again at some point in the future, we'll kind of see that. But I think Monero's still pretty good. I mean, Fortnite accepted it. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, I think that they have a good footing. But yeah, somebody like Dash, I think, has a good chance as well, because their marketing is just amazing. But yeah, you can see price action though across the board right now is getting weak. As far as flaws, I'm not sure Yeah, right. I agree with that. I don't like Fluffy Pony either. He is just he's kind of douchey, to say the least. So I would say that he is kind of holding Monero back too. Anyway, let's see. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yep, coming right up here to resistance. This is probably even like 618 on this local area. Yeah, right at the top of it. It's about 71 bucks, 72 bucks. Yeah, look at that. So this is probably just a reaction from the sell-off. Be careful here. Do not get trapped. Dash. I like Dash somewhere around. Let me zoom out. I have an alert here at about 50 bucks. And I really would hook up or load up on some Dash probably if we can just get into the 20s. I think that's a pretty good price for Dash, and I like Dash. It's with the marketing and stuff, they've been building a lot of things. You know, they're working hard. You can't say that about a lot of cryptos, that's for sure. All right, let's go to, we did Ripples, let's do XLM. We haven't looked at XLM in a minute. Oh god, man, shitcoins galore. Although I do like XLM, but yeah, this is rough looking, guys. Look, we're already getting close to the lows. Previously, it looks worse than the other guys. Yeah, none of these coins are looking great by any means. I guess be like, well, what about Tron, bro? Yeah, well, what about it? You know, we can look at it again. Here it is. Oh my gosh, look, it's selling off, bouncing hardcore on the 4-hour 200, but look where it's already stalling, right at the 21 and the 55, and the 21 just crossed back below the 55, which hadn't happened since back here, and look what happened. So very notable. And given that, man, this is kind of a news event thing, like, you know, the Ethereum pump for the fork, and everything kind of followed it. It led it. It was almost perfect timing too for this big sell-off that we had, for a little reaction bounce to get everyone kind of excited again. And yeah, I think a test of 32 on Bitcoin is very likely. All right, enough about cryptos. Let's go to everyone's real favorites, the S&P 500. Oh my gosh, what is this? Is that overnight sell-off? Oh goodness, geez, I just zoomed in on a 5-minute. This is open over here. Yeah, we're getting a little dumpy, which isn't that surprising. I believe Alternative Thinking and I might have been talking about this, about just getting to these zones. And, you know, we're at the 618 too. Let's go to a daily, and let's take off the oscillators real quick. And so you can see all this price action, huge, gnarly pump off. This is what you want to see for a low, though. You know, this is probably the local low. And you know, if you kind of measure around here from this sell-off, from this dump doji, yeah, look at this, getting rejected right at the 618, and most of the majors are right underneath their 618s. So now, is this going to get super bearish from here? Not yet. If we break that 21 daily, absolutely. And let's say really the 55 exponential, if we start kind of hovering around that. And what's real interesting, look at this on the 4-hour. Look at all these exponentials. They are stacked up on each other. So, you know, there's going to be some pretty decent support right here in the 2,500 range. I'll get pretty bearish again on equities if we break like 2,500, or on ES specifically if we break 2,500. Does look like there's an interesting little trend line here that we're testing. Yep, right on it. Right there. So watch out. Be careful on the equities. They had a nice big ass reaction off of this low here, okay? And that was off the weekly, I believe. Yep, look at that, off the weekly 200 too. You know, this is a pretty good textbook type reversal candle, except, ooh, actually, look at this booty ass volume down here. It's nothing. That's some crappy volume. It's like way below average for this reaction, so that's a little bit concerning. And even on a weekly, we got the 21 has crossed below the 55. That is not sexy price action, that's for sure. We actually got a cross on the 3-day way back here, so that gave you a real good sign. Man, I totally missed that one. Daily, yeah, crossed way back over here. Jeez, look at that, back in October, before any of this happened. I mean, even the 55 crossed below the red 200 right before it rolled over, so that's pretty interesting. So maybe we can't get super bullish until the 55 gets back above the 200. But, you know, this could kind of be like a little bouncy bounce up to the top part of this trend here, trend line, which is about 2,700. And now I would like it to go there. I got a retarded position that I put on back over here that I'm trapped in right now with massive big loss. Pretty much that's an option, so I have like a max loss on it almost. So yeah, as confirmation bias goes, I would love to see that, but I'm not sure how likely it is. Let's see. Let's look at some internals. 4 hour, kind of neutral. You can see too how it was waning and got back, dipped into the neutral zone right here on the 9th and 10th. And yeah, so we're kind of getting into not a great area. Look at this too, RSI coming back down below the overbought zone. No, you know I'm joking about that if you listen to this at all. But yeah, so we're kind of showing some definitely rollover weakness. And if you look at, we talk about this a lot, rounded formations, is it going to keep doing this? If it does, if it keeps filling that little dome out, that's not going to be good. That means we're probably going to come back and test at least 25 and maybe back over here to previous lows. Man, that would be crazy. Earnings are coming up, though. All the major banks are reporting this week, and then the following week will be like majors, Johnson's & Johnson's, big staple companies in America. And then the last week of January is going to be all the tech stocks. So earnings can save the day, or they can reignite the bear. I think, and all we need the earnings, I think, is just to be like okay, to like they don't have to be great. Like when we're back over here, when you needed exuberant, awesome, amazing earnings, they got to blow it out of the water for it to go up. Yeah, now since we had big corrections, you know, 20 to 50% across the board in equities, you know, if they're just okay, I think that'll be some good rally mode. All right, let's go to NASDAQ. NASDAQ daily 55 is right here where it's stalled, also coinciding with the 618. So, man, let's zoom in a little bit because it's getting a little brutal over here. A little gap down. Shitballs. What is that off the highs? That's about 1% already. Yeah, so we just keep on selling here. That is interesting. This one has like a longer... no, wait, I'm sorry, it doesn't. I'm just on the... I'm zoomed in too much. Maybe slightly, but here you go. You're getting this same type rounded type action, not sexy for price action. Now, of course, you know, it can do like that and then bust out of it like it did here. So, yeah, we do like that. We're going to bust out of it here this week sometime. Could. I don't know. I don't know shit. I'm just waiting for price to tell me. I did take some shorts on Friday. I just sold some call spreads because you can even see on the NQ and the 4 hour, you're getting a lot of these blue dots print above here. So that's also significant, showing short-term kind of weakness. And that was actually printing for 2 days. And then you zoom out a little bit, and that coincides with the 55 and the 618 of this retracement from the sell-off. So lots of resistance there. Was a good place to manage some longs if you had any, in my opinion. But what the hell do I know? All right, let's go over to oil. We love oil. You know, it's one of my favorite things to trade. Let's zoom into the 4 hour. This is kind of an ugly trend line. It is interesting, though. It only has 3 touch points from way in the beginning. So it is kind of interesting. It went and touched right here and has been backing off. I'm actually going to go ahead and erase that because it's just not that clean. But again, here we are getting blue, kind of coming up over price action. And now here we are struggling to kind of stay above the 21 so far. So do keep an eye on that. Oil, though, crossing above its 200 moving average on the 4 hour and the 21. You know, that hasn't happened in a long time. That hasn't happened since it crossed below it back here at freaking $70. back in mid-October. So, that's definitely a substantial price action, but I do want to see that daily. I want to see that daily get above this level here, ultimately above, the 55 exponential if we keep going. And look at this. We just have kind of weakness still in oscillators. Nothing too much to be said there. Nice reaction off of here, though, I will say. That was a big-ass move, a little $6, $7 move. So that's pretty good. Let's see. What are we going to do for... Oh, yeah, hourly, though. Look at that. Since the future's open, we are kind of getting below and consolidating. So, man, if we can't get back above 52 bucks and pretty fast, yeah, this isn't looking too hot for oil. But hell, it did have a really nice move. So I can't remember what the hell these lines are for, but whatever, just ignore them for now. Let's erase this channel because it's irrelevant. Oh, look at this, 3-day 21 getting rejected. It's tough. It's really tough to say where oil's gonna go. I'm kind of just chilling on the 4-hour and the daily on oil. Maybe we come back down here 50 before we keep going up, but this is a pretty tight range. I believe oil's gonna kind of just chill out and whoa, shit, hold on, in like this kind of area right here for a little bit. So, all right, gold. Let's do gold. Gold's been looking pretty damn good, I must admit. Y'all know we talked about GDX a while ago. It had some wild, like, kind of double inverted head and shoulders kind of semi-patterns over here. Definitely this one here. And we were targeting, like, 21. One thing that is interesting, though, gold keeps rallying, and GDX is stalled out. It's not following it. So I don't like that. Miners are not playing along with the gold price. Juniors seem to be playing a little bit better, but... still not the best sign. You could make an argument for it's kind of a flag, I guess, sort of right here. It's almost like a flag into another flag. So let's say let's just play some chart voodoo real quick. If that was some type of flag here, and it breaks out at some point, it's targeting about 1350. So that definitely could be likely because that does put us right here in this nice balance area for shit. That goes all the way back to 2016. So, yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And let me go ahead and erase that too. If we go back over here, though, oh, yeah, big move and gold is coming. Look at the DMI on a 4-hour basis. They are right on top of the threshold for the power zone. So, yeah, there's a big-ass move in gold around the corner here. So that is interesting. Which way will it be? You have to lean a little bit bullish just because we're above the 55. But this recent price action right here is not that sexy. Maybe we can do like a little mini. Looks like there's a mini triangle over here. Let's see. Boom. Oh, gotta click it again here. Act like I've never done this before. Yeah, we got a little mini triangle here. So I'll probably wait to take any type gold positions until we break out of this guy. All right, BTC. Mom Bear for the final thoughts. Boom. All right. Again, price action. It's not looking sexy. Look at this. 1 hour, just weak. 4 hour, also very weak too. Indecision in this whole area. And I think this price action is saying, the market's saying, hey, now we made a decision. For 3 days, 2 days, it went sideways with indecision type candle formations, dojis. And now it's saying, hey, all right, bitches, we control shit now. Bears run shit. And that's where we're kind of at. Breaking below this recent low, 2469 or so. Man, it's not going to be good. We'll probably flash to the this area real quick if that happens. And do note, 4 hour. On the 4 hour, look at this. RSI, weak sauce. Weak sauce. Also DMI, very weak sauce as well. While the bears are clearly in the power zone, they're dominating. So, let's see. I think that's about it for today. Yeah, don't see anything else. to really chat about. Just kind of wait here. I am going to erase this line. I just left it on because when we drew it from last time. But now it has been violated, so it is no longer valid. So keep your charts clean. It'll help you trade better for sure. So get rid of that. This one is still very much valid, though. So I'm going to extend it a little bit, and I'm just going to leave it there for now, and we'll see what happens. And, you know, I'm sure someone maybe is drawing a line of this nature, kind of like doing like this, right? I think that's kind of silly because you have no other anchors. Look at all this space. You want the least amount of, like, I guess in this case it's black space, but a lot of people use white charts, so white space. You know, whatever. You just don't want a lot of just like nothingness area for when you draw those types of lines. So right now, rejection out of the symmetrical triangle. Oh, actually, let me redraw that real fast so we can do a measured move really quick. Here. And here, and here, and here. Yeah, look at this, guys. This is interesting. So we've got about a measured move from this here is actually pointing us below the lows. And right at the top of our box that we drew many videos ago of a really good buy zone, in my opinion, for crypto for the next leg up in the, I don't know, later this year, next year, however long it's going to take. Time analysis is extremely hard to do. But yeah, it's good for triangles. You know, that's about all you can get for it. But yeah, so that is pointing us down to sub local lows at about 30.50. So do be cautious of that guy. And one more thing I wanted to look at on a 3-day. Nope, don't have it. So yeah. I think that's about it for today. Equities, everything. It's been a wild start to the year so far. This is a trader's market. This is good. If you're an active trader, you should really love some of this price action, especially in cryptos. It's being very textbook, bouncing around how it's acting around the EMAs and inside these triangle formations that Bitcoin just loves to do. Outside of the BART formation, I think that's its favorite one. Crypto will probably be able to coin the BART formation because I've never really seen that much in equities. And that might be due to like thinly traded markets too. You know, you can pump this up. I mean, how much money was that to take? Let me take this off the indexed. So you had about, what is it, about $1 million bucks. That's only about $1 million bucks in volume on Bitstamp to get that up here. So, you know, this is still a small market, guys. All right, man. Ladies and mans, this has been No Noise with your host, Z-Rex. And one thing, actually, before I sign off, that I just now noticed is 3-day is getting out of the forgotten zone and into just the weak zone. So that's something. A little bit. Maybe we can start setting up some higher time frame divergences here, some proper ones, not like, oh man, I saw the funniest divergence the other day. It was like, we're getting, where was it? Let me take this off. I just have to do it. It's hilarious. So I took this, it was like right here. It was this. It's like, we're getting bullish divergence right here. We're getting bullish divergence. See, it's happening. It's real cute. It's real cute, guys. Yes, I do want to quit that mode. All right. Well, I will try to stream up tomorrow, especially if we get some new price action. And I'm feeling a lot better. Family's feeling a lot better. So that's good. Anyways, happy trading. Stay disciplined. Be ready to change when price tells you to. This is your boy, No Noise, with that good old... Oh wait, your boy No Noise, man. I must be special today. It's your boy Z-Rex with No Noise, signing off. Much love, peace.